Hello and welcome to the People's Pundit podcast, where the truth hurts. I'm your host, Chris Papa, and I'm going to be discussing everything football, but more importantly, everything Chelsea, where I'll be giving my views and my opinions, which are obviously usually right. I'll be joined by guests along the way from various different teams in the league to educate them on why Chelsea are the best. Come on, Chelsea! Hi guys, welcome to the People's Pundit podcast. My name's Chris Papa. I am the host. Now, the reason I call it the People's Pundit podcast is because I've basically self-declared myself the People's Pundit based on my history with my friends, my family, people around me. I believe I know more than football than pretty much everyone I talk to, and even some of the pundits on Sky, on the radio. So this podcast is basically my views on everything football, and it's, the truth does hurt, which is why it's in the title, because a lot of you are very deluded when it comes to your football teams. So I'll be debunking all your myths and, your club's rubbish claims to being a top club along the way. And if you yourself feel I'm wrong, please join me and we can have a debate on one of the podcasts. I am a Chelsea fan, luckily. I've seen a lot of success over the last couple of decades. My love affair with Chelsea started when I was young. I went to a game with my uncle and my cousin, watching Chelsea Spurs at the Bridge, and it was a routine Chelsea victory back then. Still is, to be fair, apart from the odd game. The atmosphere was just incredible, electric. The Chelsea village was brand new as well back then. And it was one man who stood out for me, Gianfranco Zola. Any Chelsea fan would tell you he was magical. And he was probably what made me fall in love with Chelsea, and I haven't looked back since. That was pre-Roman, obviously. And obviously, luckily enough, he came in and took over, and the success continued, not started. A lot of people think Chelsea started, and when he came along. It's a lot of rubbish, a lot of shit, if you ask me, because he came in to a team that just previously just got into the Champions League, beating Liverpool. Gronkiar goal. We win the Champions League as he bought Chelsea going into the next season. So we weren't a mid-table team like everyone thinks. We almost won the league a couple of years before. We actually came third, and we only lost 3 games in the whole season. So if anyone wants to talk about, history and all that, know your history before you come to me about football. When he did come along, we did become successful overnight, winning the Premier League after the second season. The first year was obviously when Arsenal won it unbeaten, which in my eyes, well done to them. But I'll prove to anyone who would like to discuss why that isn't such an amazing achievement. We did, like I said, we did win it 2 years in with the most points tally at the time, only losing 1 game as well along the whole season. In the last decade, we've been the most successful club in the country, winning the Champions League, the only London club to do so. Arsenal and Spurs, just to let you know. So when you do want to have a debate about your team and other teams, my strong debate is that Chelsea put London on the map in Europe, full stop. So for anyone that says Chelsea have no history, it's rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. We have been creating history over the last 2 decades, more. We are the first club, I believe, to win every European trophy. So if that's not history, I don't know what is. I'm talking Super Cups, Cup Winners' Cups, all of the trophies there was. Chelsea were the first team to win all of them, all the major ones. And I believe Man United joined us when they won the Europa League a couple of years back. So well done to Man United. Anyone who does want to say Chelsea have no history, how about you look in the history books and you'll understand we do. We were actually the first English club to qualify for the Champions League. Back then it was called the European League. European Cup, and we were pulled out of it by the country, by England. So, again, another history lesson for you. I'm going to talk to you quickly about the future for Chelsea. We have a young manager, Frank Lampard, obviously Chelsea's all-time record goal scorer. And when he did get appointed, I was scratching my head thinking, why? Why have we done this now? I love Lampard, but why now? The guy's had 1 year. And then it hit me. He was literally the only person who could have taken over as Chelsea manager, because we had a transfer ban. We just lost the best player in the league in Hazard. So who the flip would come at that time to Chelsea, knowing they can't buy anyone and they've only got the players around them, knowing what the Chelsea hierarchy are like, as in if you're not successful, you're gone. So no one would take that job. Obviously, Frank Lampard had other plans. He thought, okay, they know me, I know the club. If I have the conversation with Abramovich and they agreed to give me the first season as a free hit, then why wouldn't I sign? Why wouldn't I come in? And for the fans, it was the best appointment because he came in and me personally, I thought whatever happens this season, as long as I can see there's progress in terms of on the pitch, I'm happy because he's only got what he's got. Little did I know he had all these plans with the youngsters and they've done incredible. They've exceeded all expectations. I mean, I was having bets with Arsenal fans at the beginning of the season just because I'm a Chelsea fan, not because I thought we'd actually finish above them. It's just because of how bad they are. And I just thought, even as bad as we can be, we can't be as bad as Arsenal. So, I mean, I took those bets gladly now. I mean, I've been paid out by a couple of the donuts. So it proves my point that we are bigger and better than Arsenal anyway. But yeah, so Frank Lampard has come in and he's played this football and he's brought through the youngsters. And Reece James is one I just need to quickly point out and one I need to predict for the future as the best right back who will ever play in the Premier League. Now that is going to be my prediction. Forget Alexander-Arnold. Great whip of a ball. But other than that, defending, if you actually watch him defend, he can't defend. So, right back, Reece James coming through. Loftus-Cheek, people forget how good that guy is. He is, and he will be, Chelsea's Yaya Toure. I'm telling you now. He's come back from his future. He's come back from his injury. And in the future, he will be our Yaya Toure. He's not a youngster anymore, but he's still young enough to do that. And obviously, you've got Callum Hudson-Odoi, who, for me, he's just got raw ability. And playing with Hazard all those years, probably the last few years, I'm hoping he learned a few things from him because Hazard worked off raw ability. It wasn't like Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of he had to train to get there. He just has it, like a Messi type of player. And Hudson-Odoi is one of those. He just plays on instinct. If you watch him play, it's not something that's drilled into you. It's something you have. And he's one that I like with that raw ability. Another youngster, Mason Mount, who's already done it. He's done a year with Lampard at Derby, so he knew him well with Tomori. We've got a bright future ahead of us. And for any Chelsea fans who think otherwise, just have faith. We're Chelsea. At the end of the day, even if we have a bad season, we will just win the league the next year. We came 10th and then won the league with no one believing we would even be anywhere. So don't think that if we have a bad year that we're going to be like those lot, Arsenal. We're not. We're Chelsea. We're a big club. We're a massive club. So for anyone who doubts Chelsea going forward, just because Liverpool have had some crazy couple years, I'll give it to them. They have had a crazy couple years. But I'm telling you now, they are not going to be the next, they're not going to go on and on from here. We will be back above them very, very soon. Mark my words. Klopp isn't English. Klopp doesn't give a damn about the Premier League after this. He's done. Like he done with Dortmund, and he's German, don't forget. He took Dortmund to as high as he could take them and then thought, all right, I need a new challenge. So what loyalties do you Liverpool fans think he's got for you? Because he's gone. As soon as if you guys do get this title this year, he's going to see out his contract or go. I promise you now. He has nothing to stay for after reaching, his goal. So even though coronavirus has, made this season fizzle out, it doesn't matter because I'm looking forward to next season and the season after that to watching Chelsea win more trophies, more European nights, and discussing all of our successes. And if you're unfortunate enough to not be a Chelsea fan, your club's failings. So please do join me on the next episode where I'll be talking to a Manchester United fan, Zach Charalau, discussing the coronavirus, the outcome of the season, and many other things. Come on to Chelsea.